Hello everyone, this is Stephen Dempsey. Everyone loves using vignettes to help focus the viewer's eye on a subject. They can also be used to create mood in an image. In the photo persona, you can add a vignette to your image by going to the Filter Studio, click on the Add Live Filters, and then choose Vignette. There are quite a few controls available in this filter. A negative value in exposure will darken the edges, and a positive value will lighten the edges. Hardness will determine how much of a transition there is at the edges. The lower the value, the softer it gets. Scale will let you control the size of the vignette. Shape goes from circular to oval. The oval shape is limited to the horizontal axis. You can't rotate it. Opacity determines the overall visibility of your vignette. All of this is great except it's missing one major feature, and that's the ability to reposition the vignette within your frame. It's basically pinned to the center. There's no way to move it. So its usefulness is limited. Let's delete this layer. I recently watched a video by Olivio Sirikas where he shows a great way to create a vignette that you can fully control. There's a link to this tutorial in the description, and if you haven't already subscribed to his channel, you really should. His was done on the desktop version, so I wanted to show you how to do it on the iPad. It's really simple, so let's take a closer look. First, I'll go to the Ellipse tool and create a shape. The color doesn't matter. Next, I'm going to add a levels adjustment. The order of this is important, so keep the shape layer below the levels adjustment. Next, I'll group these two layers. With one selected, swipe on the other so that they are both selected. Click on the group icon and then go to the layer options by clicking the circle with the 3 dots. I'm going to rename the group. Let's call it Vignette. Now, in the Layer Studio, make sure the ellipse is selected. I'll add a blend mode, so let's go back to the layer options. In the drop-down menu, I'll choose Erase, and then return to the Layer Studio. So far, nothing has happened, except the shape disappeared. Let's double-tap the Levels layer to bring up the options. The darkness of the vignette is controlled by adjusting Output White over here on the right. I'll reduce the value so we can see the effect more easily. As you can see, the ellipse has effectively punched a hole in the levels adjustment. But the edges are still pretty hard. So how do we soften them? Easy. I'll go to the Layer Effects and enable Gaussian Blur. We'll crank it up until the edges blend together. Now, I'll adjust the output white to make the vignette darker. If I crank up the output black, we get a white vignette. The beauty of this method is that you have complete control over the size, shape, and position of the vignette. Let's select the ellipse layer again and go over to the Move tool. I can resize it any way I want. We also have complete flexibility over its position. As easy as this vignette is to make, it's even more convenient when you set it up as a macro. I'll delete this group and show you what I mean. Let's go to the Macro Studio and click through my categories. You can see that I already have it set up. I recommend setting it to Min Fit so that it adjusts to the size of your image. Instantly, you have your customizable vignette ready to go. Because it's currently not possible to create macros in the iPad version of Affinity Photo, I'm making my macro available as a download for you to use. The link is in the video description. All you have to do is go to the Macro Studio, then click on the top menu and choose Import Macros. Browse to the macro file, select it, and you're done. By the way, the shape of your vignette is not limited to an ellipse. You can use any of the shapes available from the toolbar. I hope this was helpful. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing in general, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.